connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
At Fusion Sport, we're all about driving human performance. We develop and support a range of technologies all designed to assist people to be their best. SmarterBase is used by hundreds of elite sporting organisations across the globe, and more recently has been used by the military and performing arts as well.
Our SmarterBase technology has at the heart of it an integrated and connected philosophy. What's different about SmarterBase is that it's truly flexible and self-engineerable. That really puts the power into our customers' hands, and it allows them to use it in unique ways that perhaps we haven't even thought of.
We don't tell them the rest of the field, but here comes Jemmy Stone.
What's going on, everybody? Your man, Eric Wilson. Yes, I am fresh off my little birthday celebration, but welcome back. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get the entire crew in here. As always, our start off ladies first, our girl, Megan Price, 806, and the sip off Dallas Wings covering them. Sorry about your loss tonight. I'm sorry, Megan.
Yeah, well, if there's a team to lose to, at least it's Chicago.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah.
Of course, our man, Michael Caratanudo, Believe in the Pac-12 podcast. What's up, Mike?
Hey, you remember when the Mercury hit that half-court shot against this guy and won the game?
Next up, let me go ahead and get John Shear in here. Sideline Sports, Cardiac Kane. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Doing pretty well. I'm excited about this show.
I am too. We got a jam-packed show to get to. And of course, last and certainly not least, our man Alex Fleming joining us, Florida Sun and the Next Sports NSPN. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm actually in great spirits. To hell with what you heard.
Shout out to my man Ty Ray. Of course, that brother is busy doing his thing. So, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and get started. And of course, I got to show love where love is due. The WNBA All-Star Game, as we know, is being played July 14th in Vegas. And it's going to be the USA women's team featuring such great names: Sue Bird, Brittany Griner, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Sylvia Fowles, Breanna Stewart, and of course the GOAT, in a lot of our opinions, Diana Taurasi. Team WNBA showed up, and I just want to say first and foremost, congratulations to the three ladies of the Chicago Sky making it. Of course, you've got the veteran in Miss Candace Parker. You've got the three-time All-Star in Courtney Vandersloot, and my girl, Kalia freaking Copper, making her first All-Star game. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go ahead and get y'all's thoughts on when you saw the list come down of players who will be representing Team WNBA. Megan, what were your thoughts?
I was really excited. I have two wings on there. Satu, she was out for a while. She is a Oregon Duck alumni, has been really great since she's come back. She's been averaging 20 plus. So really excited to see her on there. And then Enrique, who is the reigning scoring champ, is also on there. So definitely well-deserved. She has one of the longest running streaks of consistently scoring in double digits as well. So just love that. And then, the Sky lineup was really great too, to see them on there. Courtney, very deserving, and Candace as well. So love seeing it.
John Shear, I know you're still a little new to the game here when it comes to the WNBA, but you've already immersed yourself with this organization. So just talk to me about, some of your thoughts when you look at some of the names that have come down and are going to be playing against Team USA.
As far as the All-Star game?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the All-Star game, looking at that list, I mean, it is jam-packed with just, I mean, look at all those All-Stars. I mean, the stars in general, like that is just, I mean, when you look at like the NBA All-Star game, I mean, you think about that, but I mean, gotta give the ladies love too with their All-Star game. I mean, that's just top to bottom, that is just star-studded. And I mean, there's no, you know what I mean? There's no gimmies. There's no, oh, this person's an okay player. No, they're all studs.
Yeah. Mike, I want to go to you because out of the 36 women who were on the list, coaches, they had to choose only 12. And I know when we were talking about Team USA, you were very adamant about saying, listen, we could have created 2, if not 3 lineups for Team USA. When you look at Team WNBA, I'm just going to simply ask you, Mike, did they get it right with their selection?
Yeah, I mean, well, most definitely. I feel that they did. I mean, I'm with Megan. I mean, Setu Sabali out of Oregon. I mean, I just love the way she's been playing. I mean, she was kind of, dominant at Oregon, but just in general, I mean, when I look at the lineup, it literally is like an all-star team A taking on all-star team B. Candace Parker too. I mean, yes, I know Chicago. I've seen it before, but the way she's been playing, I mean, again, I get it. It's the Olympic team. People are going to feel they should be there, but I mean, with the level that Candace Parker has been at, I could see a slot for her there on the Olympic team. I mean, it's one of those things where it almost surprised me, but it'll be a great tune-up to start, before obviously they head over to Japan. It's one of those things where I absolutely love it. I mean, and so, yeah, I mean, I say they got it right. And I mean, everybody, gets over the snub part. And if they're smart, the Olympic team will play tough, but they'll let the All-Stars will pull away down the stretch to sandbag the rest of the world.
Mike, I think Candace she's going as an analyst, and I think that was her choice. I don't think she necessarily tried out for Team USA. I think she was trying to further her analytic career. So I think I saw that too.
I just was a little, I don't know. I mean, I understand that because, I mean, obviously she has done stuff on TNT. We've seen it, and obviously she knows what she's talking about. I mean, hell, she even got a little snarky with Shaq, which was hilarious to see. But I mean, spitting out the truth. But again, the way she's playing, I don't know. I mean, and again, I'm not picking who to take up, who spot she would take. I'm just saying, in a tryout, I think she makes the team. So
definitely, I agree, and I think really the only snub that I really see out the whole situation is NECA, and I'm not sure why she didn't make the team, and wouldn't want to take anybody off the list, like you say, But you know what's so great about the WNBA is because it's so small. Every team has a star somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, we know Indiana is struggling. I mean, they have an all-star coach. I love Marianne, but I mean, pretty much everybody else has stars on their team. So that's one thing I like about the WNBA. You just pick a team and you're going to have a star.
Yeah, and it's time for them to expand too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I get it. The first 5 years, you're probably not going to expand. At 10, you probably start thinking about it. I get I know that conversations have been had. I mean, I think, Eric, you touched on it, but the commissioner, I mean, I've seen her comments, with COVID. I mean, it's been, but I don't know. There should be expansion. I'm not saying to thin out teams, but you could expand, you could have another 4 teams and still have deep lineups.
There was
more
teams.
There definitely is.
Have you ever asked the commissioner about expanding?
I did ask that, and I'll get to that in a moment, but let me get Mr. Fleming in here because, you guys brought up an excellent point. NECA not on Team USA or on Team WNBA. Alex, talk to me about that for just a moment, sir.
Is Belladonna on the USA team? See, so that's 2 snubs.
She's injured.
Well, she is injured. Fair enough. Why are we talking about this? Guys, let me be as honest as possible. U.S. women's teams lost 3 games in their history. They're going to mop the floor with any other team in the Olympics. I mean, I'm trying to say this as respectfully as possible. Why are we talking about this?
Alex, I don't disagree with you, but I think kind of like, with the NBA game become more international, yes, the NBA players should be favored, but the gap, I mean, it kind of has bridged a teeny bit. I'm not saying I won't go with mop. I'll say they should control all the game. I'm with you on that. I'm just not going to overlook any competition. Not that you are. That's how I see it, though.
I say we're talking about it because it's an honor to be an Olympian, and she's the only MVP to never be an Olympian. So I feel like that's a snub. Now I do think hey, it's probably possible that we won't lose a game, but shouldn't NECA be there?
I mean, we do the same for the NBA, so
you're right. True.
It's a little bit different for the NBA this year. A little bit different. We talked about that.
In general, in a normal year, we would be doing the same for the NBA, so we have to give the same love to the WNBA as we would to the NBA.
Yeah, but I think the one difference too, and Alex, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think the one difference is that, and I'm not saying that NBA players don't want to be Olympians. I mean, I know obviously Kobe Bryant, like we were talking about, was an Olympian, and back in the day, I mean, starting with the Dream Team and all that stuff. But a lot of guys just don't want to go, and it's not that they don't want to represent the country; they just want the time off. And again, you can't blame them. But in the NBA, like you're saying, more players, more teams still ought to. Again, if A's not going, like 1A would be like right there. So I mean, to me, that's the difference, because it's just so much. I don't know if it means more to the women, but I'm just saying, like at the NBA level, they're like, no, we're not going. And again, if it's not in the U.S., sometimes we can't blame them because they want the time off.
Well, maybe there's
maybe they might
money.
be tired. Okay, guys.
I agree.
COVID last year, they had 72 days off. Look at all the teams in the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals. You notice something a little bit different? No LeBron, no Curry, no Durant. This has been a war of attrition. The WNBA didn't have to deal with that last year. So, I mean, I'm not knocking the WNBA for that. That's not their fault. But, I mean, it's a different playing field. And, I mean, how many times are we going to say it? The ladies got it on lock. Soccer,
they do.
Better.
No, they do.
Basketball.
But, and I also think that the ladies are used to having to go overseas and supplement their income all the time. Like that's where they make their money, is overseas. So they're used to running double duty like that all the time.
For the men, there's a lot more money to be lost with their bigger. To be honest, they have a lot bigger deals than the women do. So a guy like LeBron James that has a lot more money.
Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Patrick Beverly has lost his mind. I think they called a flagrant on him. Well, he went over the back of DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
he put a little stank on it, and they gave him a flagrant foul.
Finally.
And now they're about to get 2 shots and the ball, and they're already down 6 with a minute left in the third. So it's about to get ugly.
Alex, it took real quick before we get back to the WNBA, it took the Suns 16 minutes to get a foul called. I'm sorry. I don't buy in an NBA game that you don't get fouled in the whole first quarter. And they were going to the hoop. They were moving the ball. Anyway, sorry. I'm not bitter.
No, and I get that, Mike. I really do. And Alex, to your point, this is clearly what the Suns versus the Clippers matchup was going to be like. We knew it was going to be a dogfight from pretty much start to finish. So since we've already transitioned to it, let's go ahead and get to it. It is the Suns versus the Clippers. Megan, if it ends tonight,
told y'all
you would have won. And you would have won before the playoffs even started. That said, look out for the Phoenix Suns to be in the Western Conference Finals. Mike, you're a homer.
True. I said second round. No, I said they'd lose in the second round when we picked our playoff teams. I said they would lose in the second round.
I want to say it was before the playoffs started, but I had Phoenix in.
This game's not over, correct?
We know.
Y'all are talking as though this game's over.
No,
I'm not. No.
I'm just
no,
saying.
I'm not talking like the game's
I had
over.
Phoenix going to the finals, and this it ain't over yet.
No,
chill.
not the final.
Yeah, just because you want the Clippers to win does not mean that it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that Patrick Beverly has committed a ton of fouls. I mean, the one earlier I said, wow, it's actually not a foul where he got all ball on Sarge. but the Clippers have committed a ton of fouls. And this is, again, I've said this a million times on my show. This is why the average fan despises the NBA. If I foul you guys in the regular season one way and then I can get away with it in the postseason, the opposing fan base is absolutely annoyed. Like, if you want the game to be physical, let it be physical all year. It's not rocket science.
Look, the Eagles won a Super Bowl off of something like that. So don't even get me started.
Mike, this is what you're not understanding, bro. Clippers are in foul trouble. They're down 9 points. There's no Kawhi Leonard. PG-13 has turned to pandemic P, and Booker hasn't went off yet. Bro, it's done.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Look at Boogie off the bench. He got 10 points in 5 minutes. I told y'all Boogie can still ball.
Well, it should be 7 points because that three-pointer, any one of us could have hit at the end of the quarter. He threw that three-pointer up and banked it in from 28 feet. Are you kidding me? Or 25
Did
feet?
Did it go in?
Okay, off the backboard. We could use that in a game of horse.
Did it go in?
Yes, it did go in. Of course it did. And it's a trash shot that any of us, and I just said any ball. I know I could have hit it on just a flick it up and hit the backboard, hope it goes in. That's all I did.
All that salt's not good for your cholesterol count.
I know. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. You're right. You know what? I'm not bitter. I'm not salty.
Exactly.
I'm not bitter. I'm good. I'm
all
sick
right.
of
So, with the exception of John Shear, can we say that it is over tonight and that the Phoenix Suns are moving to the NBA Finals? Is that a safe? Can I say that? And everybody, with the exception of John, agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely. All he wants to do is rip on Chris Paul.
Clippers ran out of oil. They rusted.
Okay. Yep. That being said, let's move on to Milwaukee versus Atlanta. And yeah, we have to talk about it because, Giannis is out. So, Alex, John, talk to me about the Atlanta Hawks potentially making the NBA Finals.
John, may I? Okay, let's be real with each other. Milwaukee can't win without Giannis. They won't win without Giannis. They had no business losing that game last night to the Atlanta Hawks without Ice Tray. And this is what I don't seem to understand. You let Lemon Pepper Lou light you up like that? Bogdanovic found his shot without the primary playmaker? Weren't we talking about this all week? Bully ball. Why did you not take advantage of that? Because that was your primary source of scoring. And the second Giannis went down, everybody was like, oh, now it's trouble. Bro, 1,000. I'm not even going to waste everybody else's time because everybody else want to talk. And I got something special for later on tonight. The winner of Game 5 wins this series. The Bucks should have ran away with this. They didn't play bully ball, and Budenholzer has blown this series wide open. He needs to be fired if they lose tomorrow night. And when they get Trae Young back, look for them to get swept by the Suns in the NBA Finals.
Swept.
Mr. John Shear.
I mean, what did I say before the series started? I said the Bucks are going to win in 7, but they're going to win because they're going to throw away games they shouldn't throw away. What did I say after they won Game 3? They still got a couple games left in them where they're going to throw away. They're going to throw away a game or two. Games they shouldn't lose, they're going to lose. They did it last night. They still got one more in them. That'll be Game 6. They'll throw away. They'll win Game 5 in Milwaukee. Then Game 6 they'll lose. In Game 7 they'll come back and they'll still win. They won't win the finals without Giannis, but they're still going to find a way to win this series because they're a better team. They're a more deeper team. We don't even know about Trae Young's status. Lou Williams ain't going to do that again. So I'm not worried about the Bucks. Worried about them winning the finals, but they're still going to get there.
Mm-hmm. I personally think, I told y'all Atlanta in 7, so I figured it was going to go that far. I figured it was going to be Atlanta anyway. I felt like they were hot. The only thing that made me feel like, it's going to go the Bucks' way is whenever Trae got the injury. Just kind of a crazy incident, got the bone bruise. But I felt like they were just too hot. They had too much momentum.
Yeah, I went with the Bucks in 7. Giannis, at least it's good news for him. He's got no structural damage. I saw that was reported today. So that's a good thing. But I mean, if Trey comes back, will depend. I mean, what John's saying, I mean, a little back and forth. Middleton and Holiday definitely need to step up. I know how you feel about PJ Tucker, Megan, so I'll leave him out of this. But Middleton and Holiday definitely need to step up. But look, if Bogdanovich is recovered, he's going to shoot like that. I mean, on one leg, he wasn't doing too good. Now he's like, I don't know, about 75%. If he shoots like that, forget it. It is lights out for it will be lights out for Milwaukee, and they won't win in 7. But even if Middleton can take over, like I think he can, and Holiday chips in and actually shoots better than 5 for 13 or whatever he was at one point. Yeah, you can have a ton of assists, but with Giannis out, you need those points somewhere else, as we know. So, I mean, I'll still stick with the Bucks in 7, but I just want to say I don't feel good about it whatsoever at all.
How do you feel about firing Budenholzer now?
Here we go. I mean, if the Bucks win, you can't fire. Yeah, you know what? They'll be the first team in sports history to fire their coach before a championship series.
Hold on, Mike. You could fire him even if he makes it to the finals and loses. You could fire him.
No, you can't fire him if he makes it to the finals because he did his job. If he makes it to the finals, he saved his job.
Give me your thoughts on this Bucks-Hawks series.
I mean,
he
said they can't fire him if he made the finals. Heck, they did it to David Blatt. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but I mean, my take on this series, this is a weird series, man, because you would think with no Trae Young, the Hawks wouldn't even stand a chance against Milwaukee. Most people don't even give him a chance with Trae Young. So, for me, this is even crazy. I know people saying that Drew Holiday needs to step up. Drew Holiday's pretty much been doing the same thing all playoffs, averaging around 15 to 18 points. I think it's Chris Middleton that really needs to step up. He's a perennial all-star. He's a back-to-back all-star. A lot of people say, he's fighting for an all-NBA team. So he has to give you, in that situation, Giannis goes down, he has to give you 30 points. He has to.
Yeah, Tyree. Didn't he go bonkers in the fourth quarter of Game 3? Was that not Chris Middleton?
He did, but what did he do last game? And also look at the game before that, Alex. He's very inconsistent. I get what you're saying.
Absolutely.
He's probably the only reason why they won Game 3 because the game was teeter-totter until he just went crazy.
So how are we going to blame Chris Middleton when Giannis is airballing free throws consistently? The Atlanta crowd is in his head. Can you give me somebody who's averaged a double-double in this series besides Giannis and Middleton? I'll wait. Drew Holiday has been terribly inconsistent.
But you've been winning with him not doing that much, though, Eric.
Who didn't show up.
Alex, you've been winning with Lopez. That's not what he does.
That's a PJ Tucker statement if I ever heard one.
I mean, that's not what he does, Megan. You're not getting Lopez to average 20.
I hate zeros. I hate donuts in the stat line. Hate it. To me, that's
Amen.
There's only one time I hate him.
You're a ball player. You're a professional ball player. You should be able to do one.
Everybody's job ain't to score, though, so I disagree with that. Everybody's job on the floor ain't to score the basketball. Everybody's job is not.
Right.
Some people are there to play defense. Some guys are there to grab rebounds.
Lopez,
if you get points, but
Lopez in the beginning of his career didn't score points.
Guys,
Lopez at the beginning of his career was going to score points. Lopez now, I'm with Ty, is going to play defense.
No, guys. Let's address the monkey in the room. The one and only advantage they have over the Atlanta Hawks, besides experience, is size. Why in the hell are you not beating them up down in the paint? Am I blind? Am I the only one seeing this?
No,
I
agree.
Oh.
I mean, they got Clint Capella, but Clint Capella doesn't have the same body weight as Giannis or
he's
Lopez.
soft.
He's French.
He's skinny.
And he's soft.
He's skinny.
Y'all just say everybody's soft, boy.
I don't.
He's soft.
I love to see what some of y'all could do since everybody's soft.
I didn't say he's soft. I said
let's take it down.
People always talking about somebody soft. I love to see what some of y'all could do. I'm just saying, because if they soft, then
we're going to take a moment.
Y'all might be charming.
I'm not saying.
They saw. I'm just saying. And to say something else, Alex, in game 1, when they lost to the Hawks, Chris Middleton had 15 points, 6 of 23. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable from an all-star.
We knew this. We knew this is what Chris Middleton is.
But I'm saying
that's a surprise.
Yeah, but that's not acceptable from your supposed to be second best player in your all-star. You can't compare. Brook Lopez to.
I can't let
Chris
them
Middleton
off the hook when you have a team that hasn't made the playoffs in about 7 years, a brand new, fresh squad, a coach that was fired from Indiana. Comes in the middle of the season, leads you to a 27-11 record. Now, I expected them to beat the Knicks. Never mind the Knicks. Philly blew that series. And now they're on the doorstep of getting swept in the NBA Finals when they had no business being here. You want to talk about capping. This young, inexperienced Atlanta Hawks team has no business being in the Eastern Conference Finals. But if we've seen
that's not your standard, though, Alex.
If we've seen anything about these playoffs this year, it's been a war of attrition. If you can't stay healthy, you won't win. When people started going down with injuries, everything went to hell. It's not like 2020 where everybody's in Orlando and it's COVID and the Miami Heat can take the highway to go back and forth home. They're tired. They're hurt. They're bruised. And Ben Simmons can't shoot or rock into the ocean.
So what does that have to do with this series, though? That has nothing to do with this series.
Okay, besides Trae Young, they're not getting a lot of guard play. Lemon Pepper Lou went off last night. I give you that. Bogdanovich just recently got out of his funk. Clint Capella has been outplayed 3 of the last 4 games. And Mr. Collins, who's been playing excellent defense, had 4 points last night. I think you and your boy Avery can do better in a pickup game. Here's my point. Milwaukee is bigger down low. They quit playing bully ball. The second they lost Giannis, they went down by 20-plus points.
But you keep saying that they're bigger down low. But when you lose Giannis, you're not. When he's gone, you're not bigger down low.
Giannis was in the game until the middle of the third quarter. And he had a total of 14 points. He was trying to shoot jumpers instead of trying to be a bully.
But they were still in the game, though. They were within striking distance while Giannis was playing. As soon as he went down, it was over. But what I'm saying is it shouldn't have been because Chris Middleton's supposed to take over at that point. People would say, "Oh, this ain't. I got to take over."
Is Drew Holiday the number 3 of the Milwaukee Bucks? Because you got Giannis, you got Middleton. I'm assuming Drew Holiday's supposed to be the number 3.
He is, but who's your all-star? Who are your 2 all-stars?
Middleton barely and Giannis, who can't hit a free throw under pressure.
When he's a 2 or 3-time all-star, I can't say barely.
Okay, look. Did he show up against the Nets consistently? No. And you didn't need him consistently in the first series. So what in the hell makes you think you can rely on this man?
He's an all-star, Alex. You gotta this is the thing. We can't hold certain all-stars accountable and don't hold other all-stars accountable. That's not right. If he's an all-star, he needs to play like an all-star. Bottom line.
Agreed, but let's take a look at Pandemic P. He went off the last game. Have you been watching that man tonight?
That's tonight. You still have a second half. If it wasn't for him, they don't even win that last. They don't even close out that last series. So y'all got to stop with that stuff, man.
All
like
right,
that,
gentlemen. Let me just say this. Normally, I'm against the black-on-black crime, but when it comes to the 2 of you, I let y'all go loose because y'all definitely bring the heat. Let me get Mike in here because Mike's been patiently waiting to speak on this. So, Mike, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get a guy's an all-star. I'm with Ty on that. But here's the thing. You know how I feel about all-star games, Eric. The fans vote on it. Not saying it shouldn't be fun. I care about all NBA, all pro, what other players and coaches are. So, yes, all-star is important. I get it. And if you're
Mike, the fans vote on the starters. He wasn't a starter. So he got voted by his peers. By his peers or by coaches, however you want to look at it.
I understand. But what I'm saying is you still look at people that got votes. And most guys that got a ton of votes that aren't a starter they're all always in the game. So, again, it's for the fans. And I'm not saying that his peers don't see it. I am with Alex. He needs to be more consistent. For Paul George, real quick, though, again, he's been dominating in this series. I mean, everybody talks about if he made the 2 free throws, maybe possibly they win. The Suns have a timeout. They could hit a 3. It could still be crazy. Granted, it wouldn't have been easy like the alley-oop, the valley-oop. Paul George has been dominant in the series. Yes, tonight so far, again, the Suns came out and picked up the pace. But as for Chris Middleton, I mean, you and I are in agreement because, yes, he's the only reason why they won Game 3. I mean,
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
nuts. But Drew Holiday, to Alex's point, though, Drew Holiday needs to be better. And Drew Holiday, to me, that was the best pickup that they could have had because, look, Giannis needed – Bledsoe wasn't that guy. Holiday is. But, yes, you do need your point guard to shoot better when he need – if – look, you're going to pick and roll and you're open, you need to hit those shots. Every point guard will tell you that.
Got it.
So Drew Holiday doesn't step up as a 3. But look, on Lopez, I'm with you. His job is to play defense. But to Alex's point, Alex is right. They are bigger down low. If you put Lopez down low, let him bang on Capella, you're going to pick up team fouls. Look, Herter has stepped up for Atlanta. Collins has been inconsistent. We can agree on that. Bogdanovich getting healthier looks really good. So, yeah, I mean, again.
But, Mike, let me ask you a question, though. Yeah. Out of the games they played in this series, Drew Holiday's only had one good game, and you've still been winning. And you've still been winning. So that's why I say I can't necessarily put on him because his job is to guard Trae Young, shut those guards down. I mean, he obviously hasn't been doing a great job on Trae Young, but he plays good defense. That's what his role is. I mean, do you want him to score? Of course, I totally agree. But Middleton, what do you have? 16 points last night, 17 points. What do you have?
I think 17 last night.
But okay, you keep saying All-Star, and if we're going to bring up All-Star, when does All-Star happen?
He's still an all-star. I mean, we could bring it up. I don't care when it happens. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when it happens.
It's the same thing when MVP happens, right? Okay, MVP is of the regular season. How many times did Giannis get voted in and he didn't perform in the playoffs?
And we killed him. I'm not
saying
I'm killing Chris Middleton. I don't understand what you're saying. What you're saying?
Chris Middleton is consistent all season long. So they were voting, and he made it off of regular season play. It wasn't about the playoffs.
But what does it have to do with anything, though? He needs to play better in the playoffs. That's the bottom line. I don't understand what you're saying.
I mean, but I'm saying you shouldn't. I don't agree with the all-star part of it. Okay, he needs to step it up. We can agree on that. Absolutely.
If you're an all-star or an all-NBA player, you need to play better.
You're an all-star of the regular season. You're an all-star of the regular season. It happens during the regular season.
I disagree.
And so what they were basing it off of him being an all-star is based off his performance in the regular season.
Knock, knock. Guys, how about this, Tyrone? What happened to the three-pointer for the Milwaukee Bucks? They shot abysmal 30% last night when they were hitting threes like they were going out of style against the Nets.
Because when you live by it, you die by it.
Well, see, here's the thing. The Nets, ironically, are bigger than the Hawks. So you telling me people who are smaller than you are affecting your jump shot more?
How are the Nets? How the Nets bigger than the Hawks outside of
Durant?
That's it.
Joe Harris.
Your starting center is 6'9".
Okay, let's look at the starting
for the Brooklyn Nets.
Let's look at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Capella,
he's 7 foot.
Gallinari
doesn't start.
Okay, he comes off the bench. Thank you. You're making my point for me.
John Collins. He's like 6'9".
He's about 6'9". And the rest of your crew, 6'3", 6'4", 6'6". Kyrie Irving went down with the injuries. So that means they had to have the backups in. The backup was 6'5". James Harden, solid 6'6". You've met him. You've seen him. He's solid. Kevin Durant. Let's leave him out of this equation. Bro, the Nets were actually bigger than the Hawks. The Hawks are faster.
They're not that much bigger, though. But your center
not
is still
that much
6'9".
bigger. So please explain to me why you have a 15% drop-off in three-point percentage.
Because the Nets don't play no defense. They never have. So you're open. That's why you're hitting threes. Now you're not open.
All right, that's a 50-50. That's a touche, but their three ball has just evaporated, bro.
All right. I have let this conversation go on as long as I'm going to let it go on right now. We are going to take a quick break because the way I see things, the Suns are ending it, and it's going to be the Suns versus the Hawks in the NBA Finals. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to touch on some more news and notes. New Orleans Saints. We've got some Euro soccer going on, but more with the sports arena in just a moment.
Generations Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also in sight with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
What's going on, y'all? Your man, Eric Wilson, back here for the Sports Man. I got the entire crew here with me. I got Megan Price, 806 in the sip-off. The very quiet Mr. John Shear tonight, but I'm going to make sure I get him in on a couple things. Of course, my man Ty Ray, Say What, Say It Again Sports Talk Show. Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, Fantasy and Flavors joining us. So let's move on because I think we've kind of dissected enough of the NBA talk, if you will. Alex, I want to kick it over to you, sir. Talking about a young man for the Saints, just signed a 5-year, $96 million contract. I'd like to get your thoughts and your perspective, sir, on the situation that you see with regard to the New Orleans Saints.
This is a circle. Let me do 180. He deserves his money. He's an excellent offensive lineman. He's kept Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston clean. He's a dog. He's going to protect you. Here's the problem. The New Orleans Saints, the other half of the 180, is in salary cap hell. If you didn't notice, they lost Sheldon Rankins, Janoris Jenkins, their leading sacker in Hendrickson, and now they got rookies, well, no longer rookies, from Wisconsin and Michigan State at their linebacker position because they can't pay people besides DeMario. Here's the problem. If you're going to protect your quarterback and sacrifice your defense, are you really winning? Did you win that transaction? Okay, so now you're going to be the next Atlanta Falcons, where you're going to score all these points and you can't stop a nosebleed. I thought this was a bad timing to extend an offensive lineman that you could have put the franchise tag on and saved a little bit of money and probably saved 2 of those players. But instead, you locked up the offensive line. Good for you. You'll be offensively adequate, but your defense is going to be trash. Congratulations.
John Shear, let me get your thoughts on this, sir, please.
Yeah, so I was just actually looking at the Pro Football Focus grade for Ryan Ramczyk for the Saints. I guess that's how you say his last name. They're paying him based off of what he did in 2019, basically, because looking at his grade, he had a 90.8 in 2019. He dropped by almost 10 points for his Pro Football Focus grade last year, 81.6. So that's almost a 10-point drop-off in a year. That's a lot for an offensive lineman. It's a lot for any player. So they're paying him based off what he did 2 years ago. Didn't do so well last year, and now they're giving him a giant contract, which I get. You got to pay your offensive lineman, but you're already in cap hell. And like Alex was saying earlier, you still got to take care of that defense, which lost a lot of people. I'm not sure I like this move. I mean, like I said, you got to pay your dudes, but when you're already in cap hell and a guy dropped off almost 10 points based off of his Pro Football Focus grade from one year to the next, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. And it came out of nowhere. So I do not like this for the Saints. I don't think they know what they're doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I gotta agree. They seem completely lost. Like they don't know what they're doing over there. They don't know who their quarterback is. I mean, if they're going to focus offensively, I guess go ahead and play your offensive line. But I mean, I get that, but like you said, he's dropped off since then. So I don't see it as a good move. They seem very, very confused in New Orleans.
See, I disagree with that. I don't think they're confused. I'm with Alex. The guy's a dog. Yes, I get the defensive side. Although, Alex, you forgot to mention one guy, Cam Jordan's still on the other side of the ball, and he's still pretty dominant. I was going to go with that. But overall, yes, the defense is not where it needs to be. But you need to make a ram check. I mean, if you franchise tag an offensive lineman, I know with tackles it's been done before, but it usually just never works out. I think that's just too much to dump in 1 year. So usually, yes, you can get a little bit of freedom with that. So I'm all for paying him. And look, I'm not going to say Sean Payton and the Saints are confused, but yes, the defense.
Oh, no. They're definitely dazed and confused for so long it's not true. Let's look back at the last season. Mr. Jones from Green Bay ran down their throat, and that's when they had help on defense. Let's look at the playoff game against those Buccaneers. But take away the turnovers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to push the ball down the field, bro. Real talk. Second half was a completely different story. Let's look at those nasty-ass Eagles. What did Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders do against him? They gutted him. Ran the ball up the middle, and the second they applied pressure, he went deep. How bad do you think it's going to be when you can't sack your quarterback on the defensive side? You can't allow pressure because you got two rookies at the linebacker position, and your shutdown corner, Rabbit, is now in Tennessee, leaving an old-ass Malcolm Jenkins to try to stop some of the dogs in the NFC South. Let me give you a refresher of some of the dogs that are in the NFC South. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. You better watch for Jalen Darden. I'm trying to let you know. DJ Moore, who's that guy with the funk? Robbie Anderson, Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley. I mean, do I need to continue? This was a bad move, and it's a bad look. And trust me, I'm not mad. I am not bitter. I'm just letting you know. Saints fans, lower those expectations.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're NFL people. No, it's an NFL team, and I get it. And they are big holes. Nobody's disagreeing. The rookies they brought in, again, they didn't have a ton of draft picks. All I'm going to say is, offensively, they have to move the ball. They stay on the field. Their defense stays off the field. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, to me, when they were supposed to be, going to the Super Bowl, they were making all these NFC, deep runs into the playoffs. The best part of the team to me was the defense. I mean, obviously your offense moved the ball. Alvin Kamara. I'll never take nothing away from can't guard, whatever his name is. I don't know. Forget him. Can't guard Mike.
Santa Claus.
Yeah. Slant boy.
Can't guard Mike, but you actually can guard him. But I mean, to me, the defense has been their strongest point. That's why when Drew Brees has been hurt the last 2 seasons, they've actually been able to put Taysom Hill, or I forgot who it was the year before with Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, they was able to put both of them in, and they didn't miss a beat because of the defense. Now, like Alex is saying, you got all those holes on that defense because some of those guys you didn't pay, some of them left, and like John was saying, they're in cap hell too. So yeah, I don't understand the move either.
And don't forget, you said that they still have Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan didn't even lead their team in sacks. Trey Hendrickson did. He's gone. They lost Malcolm Brown, Sheldon Rank. They lost Malcolm Brown, Sheldon Rankins, Jared Cook on their team, Janoris Jenkins, Emmanuel Sanders, Josh Hill. That's Drew Brees. They lost a lot of people. A lot of them are defenders. And you didn't really replace anything. You lost your leading sack guy who had more than Cam Jordan, and he's gone. So
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree with you, Tyrus, but I will bring to your attention the one and lone strong suit of the New Orleans Saints for the last 7 years has been the offensive line. Sean Payton has been a mad chemist when
Yeah,
it
but
came
I said
to
the, I
having
said the last I said the last two though. E.
the
I was talking about
last
like
two.
I'm sorry,
Because
I meant like the
that's
last. Yeah, go ahead.
that's only because of the potency of the NFC South. Bro, take a look at the Panthers. That defense was awful a couple of years ago, but they could score points. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers went 7-9 before Brady got in town, and they were averaging 30 points a game. But the guy who turned over the ball 51 times. Oh, and don't get me started on those Falcons. Do not get me started on those Falcons. With that being said, the
Next year's
offensive line
NFC
was the
South champs.
yeah, whatever.
Hey,
The only thing consistent in New Orleans was the offensive line because you couldn't get to Drew. As long as you kept Drew clean, he kept you in games.
All right.
But now you got guys that can move around, and I mean you don't have to. I mean, I'm not gonna say you don't have to keep him as clean, but they can move around a lot better than Drew can. I'm just saying.
Listen, Sean Payton is still the head coach, and he's going to work with the strength that he has in Taysom Hill, and he's going to utilize Jameis to the best of his ability. So we will see what's going on. Mike, Megan, I want to borrow the two of you for a minute. So, gentlemen, please excuse us. I want to talk to the two of you about Euro 2020 and the fact 2021, excuse me,
No,
and
it's
the
2020.
fact
It's 2020.
okay,
Right.
that
It's
both
Euro
France.
2020. That's what I was saying the other day. Sorry.
That's okay. And the fact that France and Germany are both defeated. I want to get the two of you talking about that because there seems to be just, I guess, like with the NBA, I guess there will be like someone new, I guess, if you will.
Yes. Well, yeah, because obviously, Portugal is obviously the Euro Cup champs from 2016, so they got bounced. But yeah, what everybody's not getting, I mean, is that England beat Germany in a major tournament for the first time since they last won the World Cup, which was when not even Eric, none of us were alive in 1966. That's the last time England beat Germany outside of a friendly. Friendlies, I mean, yes, they're competitions, but in major tournaments, that's the first time they've ousted Germany. And Germany, look, they had the chances. I mean, England, it's one of the, I mean, a lot of countries do it, but it's just worse than England because it's been so long. And they win, and yet they still get crushed because, yeah, it was 2-0. Harry Kane finally scored. But, I mean, there were two I can't believe – I still can't – I close my eyes and I can't believe Mueller missed the breakaway. I mean, he does it.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, for me, England advancing, I mean, good for them. Germany, I think Jorgi Löw got, this was going to be his last tournament, 15 years, and the phenomenal job that, I mean, he's done, basically taking over for Jurgen Klinsmann and carrying on what Klinsmann built up there. So it was a heck of a game. But England advancing to me, that's just it's against Germany. I pick Germany because I'll never pick England until I see them beat them, and they finally did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy game. Really enjoyed that game. And even the Switzerland-France game was such a good game, too. It was really close. And the French fans were just devastated. Did you see the pictures of them? They were just devastated. But I think Switzerland is a really great team. They're going to be playing Spain next round, though, on Friday. They're good. I don't know if they're going to beat the Spaniards good. But then you have Belgium and Italy.
Confidence. Oh, yeah. Well, there's your champs right there. I mean,
Belgium and Italy.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Just everybody else can see. Here are your Euro Cup champs right here. Right here.
Right.
No, but I mean, that'll be but with Switzerland, I mean, and look, I mean, Spain and Croatia, I mean, that was a heck of a game. And France and Switzerland, same thing. I mean, you're up 3-1, and Switzerland gets 2 goals in the final 10 minutes. So people say, like, oh, God, that's so fast in soccer. I mean, look, France played unbelievable. I mean, that goal by Pogba to make it 3-1 was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he was their best player of the tournament. And then look, at Griezmann, I mean, I know Griezmann in the midfield and Benzema. I mean, that first goal Benzema scores probably the goal of the year.
Right.
I mean, it came in behind him. You saw that. And for people that don't watch, Megan, it cracks me up because you watch that play. And, go ahead, try and do that in real time. He's running. I mean, maybe not totally at full speed yet, but the pass is behind him. He's got the wherewithal to see it, flick it to his front foot, and bury it in the back of the goal. I mean, that was a sick play. As much as I can't stand the French, but you score 2 goals in 10 minutes. And then you look at and if you're Switzerland, basically you're playing on borrowed time because, look, they opened up against Italy, had the own goal as the first goal of the tournament. They lost 3-0 to Italy. but then you make it through group stage, then you beat the reigning World Cup champs in France. You come back, which look, and I blame the French defense. I mean, Pogo was good in the midfield, and they weren't bad. They were good in the midfield, but you let 2 goals in 10 minutes. And again, the one that was I mean, there's 2 guys around, nobody steps to the ball. As a center midfielder, that drives me crazy. But when we look at the brackets now, I mean, Belgium, Italy, that should be a final game. I mean, not even being a homer, but you look at their 2 rankings, and I mean, especially the way Italy played. But yeah, Spain and Switzerland. Look, I said it to you the other night, Eric, and Megan knows this too. Spain is death by 1,000 passes. Like their ball control is what every country like strives to be, and they try to imitate it, but they can't.
Right,
so they're going to possess the ball. Switzerland proved though, like they can run the counter. And I mean, come on, the best game of the day though. And I felt bad that that the guy from Sweden got a red card, but the way the Ukraine advanced in overtime, they get the header and the cross in the last in the 121st minute, 120 plus 1. He puts it in. They're going to penalty kicks. Everybody's thinking, man, Sweden's a team of destiny. I mean, look, you go down a man, and again, the coach made tactical substitutions that were more attacking. All of a sudden, now you're down a guy. You're happy to play for penalty kicks, and you're 35 seconds away, and a beautiful cross comes in from I think that kid's 19 years old from the Ukraine, 19 or 20, and the header. I mean, he comes in and just puts it in the corner. Again, look, good for you.
It's a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty, Mike, and congrats to them on advancing. And we'll see what definitely transitions moving forward. But I just had to get the 2 of you in there really quick. I want to get Alex.
Megan, who's your pick though?
Who's my pick? Italy. Italy.
Oh, wow. You're too nice.
I mean,
it's going to be a heck of a game.
Because I watched, but I'm excited for the Denmark game too. So, I think they're going to be really good. So most of this happens Friday. You got a game at 11, which is Spain and Switzerland, Belgium and Italy Friday at 2, and then the Czech Republic and Denmark Saturday at 11, and Ukraine and England. England's going to lose something serious, I think.
Wow. All right.
Oh, I like that.
Let me get let me get Alex in here really quick because I want to talk to him about something. Alex, you and I have talked about a couple things, my brother, but Serena Williams not being a part of Wimbledon. Sir, please, I need an Alex Fleming perspective on this one, please.
I was watching her match, and I'm not big into opening matches of Wimbledon because the opening matches usually don't mean a damn thing. I saw when she tweaked her leg and she went down, the crowd hushed. Now, whether you root against or for Serena Williams, she's a mainstay. She's 39 years old and ain't got a damn thing to prove. And it hurt. We already don't have Osaka. Some of the people that are still in Wimbledon on the ladies' side, they're scared to death of Serena Williams. And everybody's waiting on her to break through on that 24th. She's been stuck on that for so long. This was her time. She wouldn't have to go through Osaka. But Father Time is undefeated, as we all know, and it was cruel because it took away both of the Williams sisters. She's a legend. She's a Hall of Famer. And, I mean, if it wasn't for MJ, she would be the GOAT in my book. Real talk. I'm not going to watch Wimbledon because I have no reason to watch Wimbledon. No Osaka, no Williams sisters, no real competition, and I don't want to see Halep win it. And I believe Coco Gauff got eliminated. So you know what? To hell with Wimbledon. And I'm not watching female tennis in the Olympics because she already said before that she wasn't going to go to Tokyo. So you know what? Serena, get better. Ignore all the haters on social media because they're jealous because they can't do what you accomplished. Trust me, I know the feeling. Come back, get that 24th, break the record, and etch your name in history so no one can take it away from you.
Fair enough. Mike, I saw you shaking your head. I just wanted to get your quick thoughts on it. And then I want to go to John and Ty and talk about the NCAA. But really quick, Mike, just give me your thoughts on Serena.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love Serena. I've said to you many a times, I think when I had you on the show too, that like she could have played on the men's side, and maybe not as many majors like Alex is talking about, but she would have won. She had to beat people. I mean, her game was just that dominant. But to not watch Wimbledon, I mean, that's why I was shaking my head, Eric. How can you not look? You have the proper fans down low, but then you have the fun drunk ones up top. I mean, just to hear like the cheers and some of the things, and they're not nasty. It's not like drunk nasty. They're English. They're fans. They're wasted. They're up top. Like again, Wimbledon was probably outside of the U.S. Open. Wimbledon was always my favorite, even as a kid to watch. Like just playing, like wow, how can you play it? I'm like, I'd go outside. I'm like, I don't get how they hit on grass when I was little. I'll be ashamed to admit this, but I'd hit a tennis ball. I'm like, it doesn't pop up, man. And my parents would just look at me because I was trying to figure it out. But that being said, look, Serena's had a phenomenal career. But I mean, I love watching Wimbledon. Andy Murray. I mean, old man Andy Murray won his match today, and it was just kind of like the drunkards up top were very funny. I mean, they're respectful, they're quiet, but like when they're cheering, man, that to me that's half the battle. I mean, people always say like, oh, these drunken hooligans or whatever. But at Wimbledon, man, as I grew up, man, that's a bucket list thing. Me and you, we need to go there because I just want to sit with the drunkards and just like laugh. I mean, it's the best.
Listen, that's what it's about. It's about having a good time and enjoying the sport and just enjoying the camaraderie and everybody being around you, man.
But it does suck.
I
will say this. It does suck that she had a bout with an injury. And I watched Venus's match today, and she looked good in the first set. And then the girl who said, man, she's been such a inspiration for me. And I was so nervous in the first set. And I mean, she beat Venus, I think 6-0 in the second. I'm watching Venus and I was like, and again, it's not like her plays that up. Not like a person's going to walk off the street and beat Venus, obviously, but it's just, man, it's just such a bummer to see Serena go down with an injury like that. But I'm hoping she comes back. I'm with Alex, recovers, has a time off through the Olympics and comes back in September and just crushes it in New York, baby.
All right. Let me go ahead and get John Shear and Ty Ray in here because, gentlemen, NCAA starting tomorrow. Players can make money off of their likeness. And I wanted to get your thoughts about this. Ty, especially because, I mean, I don't know if you in Duke country, you're in UNC country, but I mean,
I'm a UNC fan.
Okay, so you in the area. And then, of course, John Shear doing what you do on the college level. Gentlemen, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. It's good thing, bad thing. Talk to me about it.
It's about freaking time. Now can I get the NCAA football game and the freaking March Madness back? I mean, that's the only reason I won't even play. No disrespect to John Madden. Only reason why I'm even playing Madden is because they don't have the NCAA game. I know people that play the NCAA game from 2014, 7 years ago, and people still play that game because they love the NCAA game so much. So please bring it back. But I think it's about time they pay these guys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know they're gonna be able to make money off their likeness, but I think it's a good move. But I think it was influenced by the fact that, especially with basketball, that you can now start to go in the G League route, and everybody's starting to pop up with all these different leagues that you can go there, blah blah blah. But I think it's a win for me.
By the way, the latest NCAA game that came out, I think it was 2014 with Mr. Robbins. I think it was Robinson on the front from Michigan.
Yeah.
That game goes for over $2,000 right now. So you can't get that game for under, I think, like $2,000 or $3,000. A regular copy, I believe it is. So that game's really expensive. So that's how much people love NCAA football games.
$2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah,
bro,
because
they don't make it no more. They don't make it no more.
Nobody sells it.
No, I get that, but I'm just like, look, I've seen games go.
I tried to get it, and I looked, and I saw it was a couple thousand on eBay, and I was like, nope, I can't do that. But I love NCAA, so yeah, that's how much people like us love that game and miss it. We only play Madden, like you said, because we ain't got no NCAA. But when NCAA comes, Madden's out the door. I don't want
Madden got to make something shake, boy, because Madden keep giving you the same game. Madden done gave us the same game. With the exception of like the superstar thing that they do now, like you got your little abilities. Other than that, Madden gave us the same game for like the past 5 years.
NCAA gonna push them.
They're gonna listen. They're gonna force the hand. They are gonna force the hand. Let me get everybody in here really quick, ladies and gentlemen. That is gonna do it for us here at the Sports Arena tonight. Oh, however, hold on. Since I did a smoking section Monday night, and I showed love. We have to do a smoking section tonight. Miss Megan Price, before I let you go. Any final words from you, my dear?
Watch the WNBA. Pick a team. Don't complain that it's not entertaining if you don't watch it.
Pandemic P, 11 points. He didn't show up when it counts. They're down 13 points. Phoenix Suns.
All right, we'll see what happens. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ride out here for tonight. Like I said, there will be a smoking section. We're going to take a real quick 10-second break to give everybody the opportunity. But John Shear, Mike Carrot-Tenuto, Ty Ray, and Mr. Alex Fleming have something that they need to speak on. So for all of us on the Sports Arena, much love to everybody. We will see y'all Monday night. Hey, yeah, like Megan said, watch the WNBA. Support these women. I said it last year. I'm going to say it this year. Women are athletes too, damn it. Get used to it, respect them, and give them their flowers because they damn sure have earned it.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
I got something real heavy to lay on you, man.
Now that's what I need.
Please feel free to join us in the smoking section because we with all the smoke.
For God's sake, strap yourselves down!
All right, since we're going to start with me, I have a beef to pick with the NBA for the second straight season. They're starting their season October 19th. Doesn't make any sense. It's only 111 days from today. We're still in the conference finals. Tomorrow's July. Still in the conference finals. We haven't hit the NBA finals, which typically series go about 2 weeks long. So we're going to go to the middle of July to finish the season. Then you got the off season, which is going to be condensed. Then you're going to rush it to be October 19th. What did we see this entire playoffs? What is the mark of this entire playoffs? It's not the great basketball. It's not the young stars rising. No. We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about the injuries. We're talking about injury after injury. Every single team left. Teams before them, the Nets were their fates were decided by injuries. Bucks fate decided by injury potentially. The Hawks potentially decided by injury. All these teams are decided by injury, which doesn't happen in a typical year. Yes, injuries are part of the game, but 111 days from right now, while we're still in the middle of the conference finals, last year you only gave 72 days between the end of the season to the beginning of the next season. The Heat and the Lakers only had 72 days by the time they finished up their series. I don't like what the NBA is doing. You're going to have more of this, and now Giannis, your potential, if it's an ACL injury, a serious ACL injury, I mean, you could lose this guy for half of the season next year. That's a big star that you're losing because you're condensing all this. These athletes aren't conditioned to do this. There's a reason they're the top of the world. You got to give them the right time to condition, to train, make sure their bodies have the right amount of rest. I don't like what the NBA is doing. I know it's all about money, but do you really care about your players? So I don't like that right now. There's 111 days between now and the next season. I don't dig that. And like I said, you got 2 more weeks before the season's over. So that's what I'm angry about.
I go back to my if you can't say anything nice at all, don't have anything nice at all to say, don't say it at all. But it also piggybacks to I am so sick of people talking out of both sides of their mouth. I mean, in the sports industry, you see it. In everything you see it. Like, people can have different opinions and different beliefs, and you can learn to sit down like an adult and talk about it. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to do what I do. I don't have to enforce on you that my way's right and then say one thing and then, say another to something else and get everybody all just annoyed, whatever. It's been done a lot lately. And, it's been done for a long time. I didn't even say lately. It's been done for a long time. It's completely frustrating to me because, again, it goes along the lines of, you hear, we always say in our show, certain guys are soft, this and that, but you hear like certain players and things like they can't take any negative criticism of their games or crap. Again, you work hard at it. People understand. But when they're saying great things about you, you're listening, you're all about it, you're this, you're that. But the second somebody judges something you did in anything, they don't know what they're talking about. And this is a firing squad campaign. Like, again, difference of opinions is what makes the world go round. Sitting down like an adult and talking through them and not blaming everybody. You're not trying to make yourself a victim when you're not. That's the issue that I have. And again, it starts with, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Hey, look, man. My man Alex hit this on the head a while back. People often, because we have a platform, I'm not saying it's the greatest platform in the world, but, to me it is. Since we have a platform, people often see us as targets, and, they want to debate us. They want to talk to us. I have no issue with that. My issue is, and kind of similar to what Mike said, my issue is when people, if you're going to debate us, come with facts. People often come and they just talk crazy. They say all kind of crazy things. It's made up stuff, their opinion, whatever. I don't have a problem debating nobody. I don't have a problem talking to nobody. Just come with facts. And that's straight from the horse's mouth. Holla at me.
It's Mike Tyson's birthday, so I'm going to give you straight iron. This is for Crystal Johnson and Scotty Craig, the only other two black people who are with me in NFL Talk All 32. Why am I speaking about this? Tennessee and Georgia has already passed a law trying to make it illegal to teach kids in school about racial segregation, civil disobedience, so on and so forth. But I think we need that in school because you would have people who wouldn't be idiots on social media and have a little bit more sensitivity on what is and isn't considered racist or misogynist. Now, I'm a big guy. I'm 40. And if you've been paying attention at all, I'm still here. Took a chance on myself, fantasy and flavors, made my way, and now it's year 4. So when people come to me and ask if I want to do something, because I don't need to reach out to them, I figure sure. Now, you shouldn't have to be 30, 35, or 40 to know that when you say something negative, you should know that it's negative. And I listen to rock and roll. Hell, I've mosh pit in more rock shows than probably you. So you should know that, like Filter, Jurassitol, I'm not your boy. Recently, I've been subjected to some idiots who want to be keyboard warriors on social media and do this and that. I was muted today. I couldn't really defend myself, but I was going to let it go. Woke up this morning and saw something that kind of didn't sit well with me. Because I'm thinking, if my grandfather had to deal with it and his father had to deal with it, why the hell should I just let it slide? Because if I have a complete stranger who calls me boy, and we've never had a drink, we never hung out, hell, we never even met, I'd be doing myself a disservice by not putting him in check. As a member of the National Association of Black Journalists, as being a national credited journalist, and being one of very few people in Facebook and Instagram chat rooms that actually has credentials to cover NFL and NBA media, I shouldn't have to ask for respect. And I'm not going to bow down to a moderator group that's completely white. Crystal Johnson left the second I got there because Shayla, yes, I dropped names, felt the need to keep picking at her. So Crystal Johnson, I'm going to stick up for you. Now I know why you're gone. Scotty Craig, one love, bear down. You saw what happened earlier today, and people try to say that you lied and left yourself. No, you got out while the getting was good because you didn't want to be the only brother there either. Guys, I'm not big into soap operas. I don't need a guiding light on social media to make me feel better because these are the days of our lives. And I don't need to go to another world because I live in reality. NFL Talk All 32, you talk NFL. I live it. I'm in the press box. I'm in the booths. I'm talking to the players. I'm having the interviews. I'm the guy that actually talks to El Freaky while you leave that little laugh emoji to make yourself feel better because you can't stand his complexion. So when you call people punk bitch on social media, but you can't call people punk bitch to people's face, bro, don't let the English voice mellow tone fool you. I might be the house Negro, but I'm also that house Negro that will beat you within an inch of your piñata. I shouldn't have to tell grown-ass men and women, white and Hispanic, what you can and cannot say to African-American males. I'm the reason you can't wear your Make America Great Again hat anymore. You really should think about that. And my pen is truly mightier than my sword. So you know what? Watch what you do. White folks had a field day today laughing, saying all the boy comments, but I guarantee you wouldn't say it to people's face. So let me leave it at this.
You remember talking to me like
Your antics were like the Cleveland Browns. You haven't done anything, and you haven't accomplished nothing. You're paper champions. You can look at my resume. I've been legit for a while. I have to thank you for waking me up because this giant was in a slumber. But now, due to ruthless redneck idiots like you, you're going to watch Facebook burn. Holla at your man.
no, give me that.